Well, howdy, church and friends. Paul Mays with you. I'm a Christian, added by Jesus himself to his one predenominational church. Pre simply meaning before. I am coming off a spiritual high. I have been at the Spiritual Sword Lectureship. What a privilege. So last year, it's been a long time, I was invited to speak at the Spiritual Sword Lectureship by our brother Bradley, and he said, would you like to come speak at the Spiritual Sword Lectureship? Bradley's the preacher at the Get Well Church of Christ, and what I heard was, would you like to come speak in lectureship? And I knew that it came from the Lord's church. So, I read, would you like to speak at lectureship? Because click yes. So I, just said yes right away. Because it's a chance to serve the Lord and his church, and because I love to do what I do. I love my work for the Lord. Then I realized what a privilege it is. What a huge privilege it is. So, I couldn't believe it once I realized the heritage and what's going on there. And Garland Elkins was the preacher at the Get Well Church of Christ, and the Spiritual Sword was a publication that he started 50 years ago, and wow. And then the lectureship had been going on for 45 years this year. And the names on the roster, the lineup, I don't know who thought it was a good idea but me, little old Paul, in the midst of legends like, Dave Miller, B.J. Clark, and Wissam, and let's see, who else? Jason Rollo, and Rick Popejoy, and I'm leaving a bunch out because I can't read the list of names right now, but man, let me just do this, man. Rollo and Popejoy were back to back, and I'm talking fire, dude. Both of those brothers just brought amazing messages. I just love the firm preaching of those who love the truth. Let me say that again. I just love the firm preaching of those that love the truth. I really do. Rollo and Popejoy back to back was I was squirming in my seat, just loving it. It was amazing. The whole event was wonderful, blessed lectureship. It ran from Sunday morning to Thursday today, and I'm headed back right now. And it was just absolutely blessed. When I got there, I got to eat a meal with the Fishers, Mr. and Mrs. Shane Fisher, and that was blessed. And Shane came off of some of his hymns, which is what the topic of this message is about. Shane came off of Meditate, and Meditate, I think that was all it's called, I think, and maybe it's Meditate on These Things. It's Philippians 4 verse 8, of course, and it's a wonderful hooky meditate on these things. Really catchy, wonderful song. Excuse me. And he gave it to me, and I said, let me see that, let me hear it, what you got? And then I took it home that day, that Sunday, and I got into town on Saturday night. I took it home on Sunday, and I say home, I'm back to the Airbnb where I stayed, and I brought my recording equipment, and I recorded it right then, and I've already shared it. It's amazing. And I've asked before, and I'm asking again, if you are a hymn writer, I want your hymns. Shane came off of like 6 or 7 of his that he's written, and I'll be working on those and trying to record them. And Shane is a fine singer, a fine song leader. I mean, good. And he comes up with great melodies that I really enjoy, and lyrically accurate is the most important thing. But really we need to have catchy songs too that we can remember, just memorable melodies. And Shane pulled that off, so I'm blessed to be with the Fishers and edified to be with them. I was edified by all of the fine, strong, firm preaching and the wisdom that I picked up from the men was just amazing. Edifying. So I'd like you to submit your hymns. I picked up from 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 brothers came off of their hymns. And let me tell you what, it's needed. The church needs to have a huge body of hymns that are doctrinally accurate. That's what the church needs. And I'm fighting for that. And I hope that you, if you have the ability to do this, that you'll fight for it too. And sometimes it may be a case where I co-write with you. Sometimes brethren just give me lyrics. I just said brethren. Brethren just give me lyrics, and I can work with that too. I enjoy writing just the music. I enjoy writing the music as much as I enjoy writing the lyrics. So if you already have the lyrics, you can get with me. And I also, I have no problem editing lyrics. Some things to keep in mind if you're going to write hymns, or if you want to submit. This is what I would be looking for. I would be looking for hymns that have that are memorable, that are doctrinally accurate, and that you need to have them. You need to have phrasing. I don't read or write music. You need to have phrasing consistency. So the first, let's say the first line of the first verse needs to have the same number of syllables as the first line of every verse. Rhyming is good, and but you really need to have the same number of syllables so that it's easier to transcribe and easier to learn and to remember. So if you're going to do those, I highly encourage you to do it. Try to rein yourself in. It's been something that I had to learn, because I can make 7 syllables go in the same duration with the same melody as 9 syllables, but it doesn't make as much sense to other people, and it also is harder to transcribe, because we want to be able to transcribe it to where it is able to be printed out on a single sheet. That won't be that's a PDF. That's the format we're using. It's not as common. We don't need it as much, but we do need we need it to be on one sheet when it's necessary. The main way will be PowerPoint, so we can click through those things and sing these things congregationally, sing these songs congregationally. My session in the Spiritual Sword Lectureship was on overcoming discouragement. And I chose to overcome discouragement. I chose to write about overcoming discouragement as it pertains to personal evangelism. And I ended up writing a hymn for it. The short of it is, I got discouraged while writing a hymn while writing an article about overcoming discouragement. Y'all know that I'm a speaker. I have no problem doing this. I have no problem getting behind a pulpit. It is what I was made to do, is to be in front of people and to work for the Lord in that way. I was really made to write hymns and sing hymns and teach hymns and lead singing. That's my number one thing. But I also have no problem speaking in front of a crowd. I love to do it. I do not love to write. I love to write hymns, meaning sing them out and have somebody else transcribe them for me. Ethan Tate. But I am not a writer of scholarly articles that follow proper rules of grammar and bibliographies. I can't. No. So the irony was that I was getting discouraged while writing an article about overcoming discouragement. Our brother Ashley Kaiser pointed that out when I was like running to him crying, help me. All right, I wasn't crying, but I was seriously discouraged. Help me, Ashley, you're smart. Help me with this article. And I mean, I can do it, but I can't do it, It's like hymn writing. I don't know what I'm doing, I just know what I'm doing. But with the article, I know what I'm doing. As far as the content, I just, I'm not a writer. So the irony was me being discouraged while writing an article on overcoming discouragement. So what I did was I got down to it and I just wrote a hymn. After Ashley pointed that out, I was like, duh. And I was like, duh, Paul, get in your wheelhouse. So I got my wheelhouse. So my wheelhouse is writing hymns. So I wrote a hymn called There's Another Soul. And I've put it out in 2 different videos. One, an artistic video, and then one, a PowerPoint of the transcribed music. And I got to lead it in the assembly. on Tuesday. What a blessing that was. Let me tell you what. It was a blessing to teach my hymn to the gathering of Christians there at the Get Well Church of Christ. What a huge blessing it was. They sang out like they meant it. One brother there, he's an elder, and I hate it. I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names. I remember him and lots of details about him, but I just cannot remember names. He is an elder, and he's a song leader. And he was out there when I was leading it. And that brother, he can read music unlike me, and he was nailing that tenor part. It was really enjoyable to do that. He did the same thing with Speak Where the Bible Speaks. I led that in the congregational singing before that, so that was really blessed and enjoyable. So I'm on a spiritual high coming back from the Get Well Church of Christ, from the Spiritual Sword Lectureship, speaking amongst some giants of the faith, men who I love and admire and respect and love to learn from. Y'all, Brother DeBerry delivered a message there. Unbelievable. What a privilege to sit at that man's feet. I mean, come on. I got to lead a song and I could hear B.J. Clark over my right shoulder. Come on. What a privilege. Then I got to sit down at his feet while he delivered a fine, fine message. It was blessed, and I'm on a spiritual high, so you can rejoice with me. If you have a hymn, just go ahead and get with me. Several Christians have gotten with me. Kim Wade's gotten with me. George Sinke has gotten with me. Darlene Silvestri has gotten with me. I hate to leave people out. Maybe just sit here and think about it a little bit more. Who else has gotten with me? Robert Glass, who has gone on to his reward, he got with me. I can't think of any more. But if you have hymns, send them to me. What I would prefer you do is send me just lyrics and then you singing it. I think that would be great. And if it's just lyrics, send me that too. If that's all you have to send, lyrics, then you can send that. But you can use your voice recorder. So there's that voice recorder in Messenger. You can use that. You know, you got your phone, pull up Messenger, hold the voice memo thing down and record. It'll let you do a minute and you can do it in pieces. At the very least, I would like one sing the verse and sing the chorus and then send me the lyrics. And that's if you have melodies. And if not, you can just send me the lyrics and we can work together. And hopefully we'll get these things transcribed. And my goal of 1,000-song hymnal broadcast propagated to the church worldwide for a cappella congregational singing. For congregational a cappella only singing of true doctrinally accurate teaching hymns written by Christians only, not hyphenated Christians. Christians, not Protestants, not Catholics. Christians, only Christians. That's what I am. You know why, right? Because the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch, Acts 11:26, and there's no other name given among men whereby we must be saved, Acts 4:12, which brings us to the Isaiah, I think it's 52:2, maybe it's not, I'm not sure on that one, but they will be called by a new name, which leads us to the way we will close this message. And they will be called by a new name. That's all I got for that one. That's the end of a chorus. That one's ready to happen, isn't it? I wrote another one today while Brother Eric Lyons was speaking, and I recorded another one that I wrote yesterday. Fired up, y'all. Y'all need to keep serving the King. Keep your eyes focused on the cross, on Jesus, and what God's done for you. Count your blessings, and keep looking for those souls, because there's always another soul in need of the gospel. Always. There's always another soul in need of the gospel. Don't get discouraged. I didn't do that message that I did there, but I love you, and I want you to go to heaven. And I want everybody who you know, who you can reach, go to heaven. So get to work, church. Get back to work. Stay working for the King. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.